And I guess the other thing to look out for is what the Director General of the IAEA said earlier today, Grossi, about the potential for the Bashir nuclear power plant to be attacked, the only nuclear power plant for civil nuclear energy, but also moving ahead, if this is going to be potentially a longer war, what are your thoughts on the drones and how quickly and cheaply drones can be used to attack?
Yeah, so first on sort of drones and military capabilities, we do know that this conflict, Iran is firing less often and fewer missiles towards Israel already. So it's already starting to reduce some of their ballistic missiles capability. Israel has almost undoubtedly damaged as well their nuclear capability, but those aren't the only things in Iran's arsenal. Iran is also a major producer of cheap but very efficient drones. They've been used by Russia in Ukraine to devastating effect. And so in the longer term, this conflict is likely to be about Iran's production capability for not only ballistic missiles, but also their drone capability. Many of these drones can reach Israel and are being used against Israel at the moment. The second question about the IAEA's determination about Bushehr. So Bushehr is a nuclear facility that's right on the Persian Gulf. And the reason why Russia and the IAEA and Qatar and other international actors are urging Israel not to target Bushehr, which they haven't so far. There was a bit of misinformation about that this week, but they haven't hit the nuclear facilities at Bushehr yet. And I think they're unlikely to do so because that facility, because it's on the water, if it were hit and if you were to have nuclear material leaking from that facility, it would almost certainly go into the Persian Gulf waterway. And there's a real risk there of contaminating that waterway. And the reason that that's such a big deal, aside from the devastating environmental impact that would have, and for Iran's population, is that the people in Kuwait, in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, countries that are not part of this conflict, and in fact have been trying to develop better relations with Israel in recent years, maybe particularly Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Bahrain, they're vulnerable here. They rely on drinking water that's desalinated from the Persian Gulf. So that's why Bushehr plant specifically is such a controversial target. And I can't see at this point Israel deliberately targeting that place.
All right, we've got to wrap it up, but thank you very much, Dr. Jessie Moritz, and we had some live vision there of Tel Aviv. Thank you so much for joining us. I think we'll bring up those pictures now just of Tel Aviv, where we just had some chats before we spoke to the doctor there about hospitals in Israel. They're really preparing for emergency situations. It's about 6:32 local time in Tel Aviv, and we will have more on this story throughout the afternoon.